if I told you that embarrassment actually creates success? From the minute we are born into a society, humans have obviously all gotten embarrassed at least once in their life. It's a natural part of life, whether that be you trip in front of a whole group of people, or you say something embarrassing, or you try and tell a joke and no one laughs, right? What if I tell you that you could use that to your advantage? Hi, I'm Eternally Elle. I create content based around healing journeys, self-love, and inner work. And today we're going to be talking about how embarrassment can actually create success. Also, do not mind my voice. I'm extremely sick right now, but of course, it's Monday. I'm showing up for you guys like I do every single week. So, how can embarrassment create success? I am actually living proof that embarrassment can create success. Growing up, and sometimes even now I see it within myself, I've always been the type of person that has been socially awkward or different, or just the person that seemed to always be embarrassing themselves, right? And the more you grow up, you learn to realize that embarrassment is just a mindset, you know? Like, doing something embarrassing is only embarrassing if you feel like it is. But if you do some things with confidence, then it's not embarrassing. If it's embarrassing to someone else, that's not on you, that's on them. So growing up, I always found ways to embarrass myself, whether that was me just trying to become a slime content creator or just me telling my corny jokes, something like that, right? And I used to be very insecure about this because I felt like just my entire being or my entire personality was just inherently embarrassing, you know, when it wasn't. It was basically just an insecurity thing, right? Because I am confident enough to say now that I am confident even within my embarrassing tendencies, quote unquote embarrassing, right? And honestly, how I am living proof that embarrassment creates success, I am literally building an image for myself. I'm literally creating a brand for myself. I am posting content and I am successful within my content creation because I decided to be embarrassing. A lot of people say when you start off doing content creation that, oh, it's going to be embarrassing, oh, you're going to get hate, oh, you're going to get judgment, and all of that is true, right? But then, what is embarrassing about getting paid? What is embarrassing about getting PR? What is embarrassing about impacting so many people in such a short amount of time, every day? What is embarrassing teaching people your wisdom because this is your bread and butter? And you know what it's like to go through this and you want to help other people. What's so embarrassing about that? Please tell me, what is so embarrassing about that? And if someone else is telling you that you are specifically embarrassing because of the stuff that you put out for people to see on the internet, that's a them problem. They're clearly insecure because they can't do it for themselves. They obviously are so insecure that they want to come to you about how embarrassing your content is, about how bad your content is, about how shitty your content is, whatever it may be. If it's something negative and they're coming to you about it, and you're clearly not fazed, you're clearly not embarrassed, you just keep posting, you just keep going because you know that this is something that you deeply love and are interested in, that person is just jealous and mad because they can't do the same thing that you're doing. That's exactly it, okay? So if someone wants to come up to me and be like, oh, Elle, your content is so embarrassing, you're so cringy. Okay, well, are you getting paychecks from TikTok? Because last time I checked, you're not. But I am. But I'm the embarrassing one, right? I'm the cringy one, right? Last time I checked, you weren't getting recognized from big brands. But I was, despite posting my embarrassing content. So what now? What now? And that has to be your guys' direct response to this, okay? Because you're clearly going to get hate for doing the things you love, no matter if it's as big as content creation, no matter if it's as small as just, you know, showing people your art, showing people your craft, you know? Just putting yourself out there in general and just being your confident inner self, right? You're obviously going to get judgment for it. And that can be from people you thought were your friends. That can be from your family members, you know? It can be from coworkers, whoever, you know? You're obviously going to get some pushback because they're just used to you keeping yourself small. They're used to you minimizing yourself. They're not used to this, oh, who is this girl? Who does she think she is? Oh, who does she, you know, like, what is she doing? Like, why is she trying to, like, you know, get better? People are miserable. People are bitter, you know? They're obviously not going to be happy seeing you self-improve because they like seeing you on their level, on the same level as them, okay? See, here's my thing, right? When I was super insecure and I would make friends, I would usually make friends who were on this level, right? And I would also be on this level. But as time goes on and I start to do the inner work, I start to do the healing, I start loving myself, I start doing the content creation, and they're still here, they're obviously going to do some pushback because they're like, why are you all the way up there and I'm still down here? You know what I mean? That is a them problem, okay? They're not doing the healing. They're not doing the inner work. They don't care, okay? It's not even in the damn screen no more, okay? I'm up here and you are down here. So why would we still be friends? That's all you need to know, okay? When you are up here and you meet someone else that's also up here, they're not going to be the ones calling you embarrassing. They're not going to be the ones calling you like cringy or whatever. They're going to actually appreciate your art, appreciate your craft, and support you throughout that journey. You know what I mean? I truly realized who was my friend and who was my enemy throughout this entire content creation process. I received pushback and I received love at the same time. You know, and I keep those around me who show me that love and who show me that support. And you guys, that's why I tell you guys to never settle. Because if you guys are trying to do something new and that person's just trying to hold you back and that person's just trying to keep you from doing what you want to do, fuck them. Snip, snip, cut them out of your damn life. It's not worth your time. And honestly, these people, beware of these super insecure people because they will hold you back, right? Because if I was still with my ex to this day, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. I would not have had the success that I have right now. I would have not discovered my passion and my drive and my love for this. You know, that is how dangerous it could be. People that you never thought could really hinder your potential. They could really hinder your potential and your true self and who you want to fucking become. So you need to be careful about that. You need to be careful about who you let into your bubble, right? So let's say we're living in a bubble, right? I'm not saying that you should just be blissfully unaware of everything going on in the world. No, keep yourself informed, stay educated. Do not be like these ignorant ass Trump supporters. Okay, this is not a safe channel. This is not a safe space for Trump supporters. I'm just letting y'all know. But let's say you live in your own bubble, right? And your bubble contains of you, your mind, your soul, your whole world around it. It's perfect. You know, you wouldn't change it for the world. And then this one person comes in and you allow them into your bubble. And then that bubble starts to not be so bubbly, not be so circular, you know? That bubble starts to become dangerous. And this person is obviously not bringing anything but negativity into your life. So you need to be careful about who you let into your bubble, right? Because it will directly affect everything else in your life. You need to be so picky, especially as a woman, about who you decide to date, about who you decide to become friends with, about who you decide to tell your secrets to. Honestly, if I don't want it to be spread around, it stays in here. Okay? I don't care how close I am with someone or, you know, how much of a best friend I have. If I don't want it spread around, it stays in here. And I learned my lesson many times, okay? If I don't want anyone else to know about it, or if I don't want it spread around like wildfire, I am taking it to my grave, okay? I'm not telling nobody nothing, because you really need to be careful about who you trust. You really need to be careful about who you trust and who you tell your secrets to. But yes, embarrassment can create success for you, especially if you want to do a career like content creation, especially if you just want to become the best version of yourself. Because you're obviously going to have to do embarrassing things to become a higher version of yourself, right? You know, the amount of times I've gotten caught doing my meditation in my house and like getting laughed at, you know, it may be embarrassing now, but once I have a more clear state of mind, once I'm better at regulating my emotions, once I have a better regulated nervous system, it's not going to be embarrassing anymore, is it? Because they're going to want to do my same tactics. They're going to want to do my same actions that I was taking, okay? It's embarrassing once they haven't seen the full picture, okay? When you look at someone like, let's say, the Wizard Liz, right? Love her so much. When you look at her, You see her as perfect. You see her as beautiful, right? As she is. She is a wonderful and wise woman, okay? But you didn't see the work she had to put in, you know? She was probably meditating. She was probably journaling. She was reading. She was doing all of this self-improvement stuff. And maybe even she faced backlash for it, you know? They only want to give you backlash once they haven't seen the final picture. Okay? This is why consistency is so important. You're never going to be able to see the final picture if you're not consistent. Okay? You can't just be like, I'm going to meditate twice a day. I'm going to become such a clear-minded and calm person. And then you just don't do it every day. You're just inconsistent. And then you wonder why your emotions are still going crazy. You wonder why you let people have control over you. It's because you're not doing the thing that you need to do. It's like educating yourself, you know? You can't claim to be a smart person and then not read frequently. You can't claim to be a wise person and then not want to do research on things. You know what I mean? So it's like people may make fun of you now for the small steps you're doing now, but they're not going to be making fun of you once you're rich. They're not going to be making fun of you once you're smarter than them. They're not going to be making fun of you once you are a healed person, a more healed person than them. So it's like, why should you let their comments affect you now? You shouldn't let their comments affect you now because they're clearly not going to affect you in the future if you're consistent. If you keep going after your dreams and goals, if you keep practicing manifestations, affirmations, you know, telling yourself things every day, meditating, all of this stuff. It's not going to be embarrassing anymore once you've made it. So why make it embarrassing now? Just keep going. You have nothing to lose. But you know what you do have to lose? When you stop working on yourself and when you diminish yourself into a smaller version of yourself because you're scared of other people, you lose your fucking dignity. You lose who you are as a person. You lose your self-worth and your self-esteem. That is the cost of not wanting to embarrass yourself. But you know what you do gain? You actually gain when you do embarrass yourself, when you do put yourself out there, when you do the inner work. You know? You start to become a better person. Things start to become more clear. Your intuition becomes so much better. Your motivation becomes so much better. Your boundaries, your self-respect, all increase. So, what do you have to lose? Embarrassment is a mindset. If I do something and other people look at me and I act like everything is okay, nothing really happened, then how is it embarrassing? You know? If I were to trip in public, I would literally just laugh at myself and brush it off and keep it pushing. Why is that embarrassing? Why is like tripping on yourself in public embarrassing? Why is being your authentic self embarrassing? You know? Who is that embarrassing to? If it's embarrassing to other people, you're just triggering their own insecurities. That's not on you. But if you feel embarrassed because of something you did, then that's something you need to look and reflect within yourself. You know? Because I don't care. I will literally be as loud and happy and authentic as I want to be in public. Because who is that embarrassing to? It's not embarrassing to me to be myself. It's comforting. It's protecting my inner child. It's keeping that promise to myself every day to be my most authentic self and to not shrink myself to make other people uncomfortable. Black women, I'm looking at you in particular. Stop shrinking yourself and stop acting like you can't take up space in a goddamn motherfucking room. You deserve to be in that room, just like everybody else. So why are you shrinking yourself? Enough is enough. Really, like, nothing that I can do is embarrassing for me. Because everything that I do now is aligned with my future self, is aligned with who I want to be, is aligned with my authenticity. So why is it embarrassing? I'm sorry. Would you rather be seen as embarrassing or would you rather be seen as insecure? Because personally for me, I'd rather be seen as embarrassing. You know, if people are doing embarrassing things, but they're being themselves, I'd rather do that. I'd much rather be myself and be perceived as embarrassing or cringy than not be myself and then just act like everybody else and be a sheep and not have my own thoughts and opinions. I'd rather do that. Would you rather be like every other bitch? Sorry that I have a personality. Like, I hope you guys learned something from this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I also am on Instagram at EternallyL and TikTok under the same username, EternallyL. And I also have the Eternally Me podcast, which is available on Spotify and Apple Music. Every single Tuesday, there's a new podcast episode. Yeah, just remember, being your authentic self is never embarrassing. Never embarrassing. If it's embarrassing to someone else, that's on them, not on you. You got this. Keep going. Love you guys.